Well, hello, welcome again to our reading of Homer's Odyssey, Book 2. And I got up to last time the line 80. And this is the just after the speech of Telemachos, in which he is upbraiding his fellow Ithacans for not helping him in some way and for stirring on the suitors. And it's a very emotional speech, and he's in a very emotional state, as we see in this next section. Hors vata cor ominos poti dep sceptron baligae, dactruan anapresas oiktos delila on hapanta. Enth aloi men pantes acan esan uditis etle, Telemachon muthois is amepsas thy kalepoisin, Antinous domin oios amebominos prosiepe. And thus he spoke. Ominos is participle uncontracted from koamai, to be angry. So thus he spoke in his anger. And now the poti for pros, and very common to write poti in place of pros, helps with the meter and so on, gives you an extra syllable. So poti goes with the ballet, it's a preverb or temesis if you will. So, and he threw to the ground, that's the poti plus ballet. So he threw down to the ground his sceptre, the sceptre. He was holding the sceptre while he was giving his speech. Dacryl anapresas. This is from a funny verb. It's it's an onomatopoetic verb. It's prathane. It's used for the rushing of a flame, but here it's got the sense of burst into tears, I think. Anaprathane. So the idea is welling up from within. So having burst into tears, he threw the sceptre to the ground. Oiktos de helila on hapanta. Hele is the augmented. It would be hele. It's from hyreo, aorist halon. I'm getting an unaugmented form here. So so pity, oiktos, took all the host, took all of the people. Nth alloy, and there all the others, we get a men here, keep in mind, all the others, esan for esan, unaugmented, so they were akane. Akane is an adverb. It's really an accusative feminine, but it's actually taken as an adverb here, meaning silent, and it's quite common in Homer. So all the others were silent, nor did anyone etla from telao, nor did anyone dare amapsasthai to reply to Telemachos, muthoisi kalapoisi, with harsh words. So everyone else there was silent, nor did anyone dare to give answer to Telemachos with harsh words, or to reply to Telemachos with harsh words. But we get here's our de here, balancing the men. But Antinous, oios alone, he was the only one, replying to min for auton, replying to him, he addressed him, he said. So Antinous alone, replying to him, said. And we get this long speech from Antinous, one of the suitors, of course, one of the main suitors. And we get a long speech from him. We're not going to we'll just do part of it in this recording. Telemachus agore menos ascete poion epes. Hemias aisku non ethelois de temomon anapsai. Soi du ti menesteras akaion aitioi esin. Ala phile mete hetoi pericardia oiden. So, O Telemachus, Hups agore is a vocative from hups agores, or hups agores, I should say, with the accent on the omicron. A high speaker. It's got that hups root and the ag root of speaking. So high speaker, you who talk so boldly. Askete is alpha privative, or perhaps, sorry, alpha intensitive really, with the skirt root from echo. So it means to hold back your anger, your menos. Another older type of language might say forbear. So hold back your anger. Poionepe, such a thing you have you said, bringing shame, iskunon, participle here I think, bringing shame on us. So what a thing you have said, bringing shame on us. Ethelois, optative, you would wish, with the ke, anapsai from anapto, to attach, understand, to us, momon, blame. So you want to attach blame to us. Soi ditoi menesteres akaion itioi estin, but not in any way, well, I should do the soi first, but in regard to you, not in any way are the suitors of the Achaeans itioi responsible. So in your case, the suitors of the Achaeans are in no way responsible, ala phile meter, but your dear mother, hoi, who, oiden, knows. Now the peri here I think is adverbial. I think it's peri for perisos, meaning greatly, excessively. The kerdia are clever things. This is a neuter plural from kerdos. So for she, toi, in fact, knows clever things, peri, perhaps beyond all others, more than anyone else. Eidega triton esti etos, takadesi tetaton, ex hu atem be thumon enisterthes in akaion. Pantas men elpe kai hupiscatai andri hekasto. Angeli as proi esa noos dehoi ala menoia. Sorry, menoina. I'll just pause there. So, for already it is the 3rd year, triton etos, and taka soon, asin, the tetaton, the 4th year, ac is the from ami, ibo, will come. So it is already the 3rd year, and the 4th year will come, ex hu, you've got to supply chrono, from the time when artembo, the verb here is, this is a verb, artembo, to deceive or vexed. So since she is deceiving, or perhaps vexing, causing grief to the thumon, the heart, in the breasts of the Achaeans. Pantas men elpe. Now elpo is elpisdo, I hope for. Elpo is to give hope or rouse hope. So she rouses everyone's hope. Now we've got a men here, but the det is down here. So she rouses the hope of all, kai hupiskatai, from hupiskneamai, or hupiskamai here, and she gives promise, andri hekasto, to each man. Pro iesa, from pro hiami, there's the root, the iota, there's the root from hiami. So sending forth angelias, messages. And then we get the nice noos dehoi ala menoina. Now menoinao is to desire or perhaps ponder or seek, but her noos, her mind, the mind hoi, for her. This is for our te, dative of the possessor. So her mind desires other things. Heidi dolon tondi alon eni fresi mermerixe. I'll just do that bit there. So she, mermerizdo is the verb meaning to contrive or to ponder. It's got the idea of tossing things around in your mind, and hence to devise or contrive or ponder. So in her mind, she has, well, perhaps here devised, she has devised this another dolon, another trick, tondi, as follows. So she has devised this other trick in her mind. Stesa mene megan histon eni megaroisi hufaine lepton kai perimetron afer deheman mete epe. So this is from histemi, it's a participle here. So having stood beside, or having stood at the megan histon, the great loom, in the megaroi, in the rooms, in the megara, hufine, this is an imperfect from hufine, she was weaving. Megara, in the hall is the word I was looking for. So standing at the great loom in the hall, plural for singular, she was weaving. And she's weaving lepton kai perimetron. Perimetron simply means, I think, something like very large. It's literally beyond measure. And lepton means very fine or delicate. So she's at this loom, and she's weaving, possibly adverbial here, finely and delicate, and well, no, I think it probably goes with the loom. So it's very fine work, and it's very large. i.e. it's going to take a long time to do. Afar deheman met epe. But she said to us, Kuroi emoi menesteres epe thanadios an Odysseus. Mim nete pe gominoi ton emon gamon es hoc kefaros ek teleso. Me moi metamonia ne mataletai. So this is what she's aletai. I better finish off to the full stop. Leete heroi tefe ion es hoti kai min moi olo e kat elesid tene legios thanatoio me tis moi katademon akaidia akaiadon nemesese hai ken atespe ru ketai polaktiatises. So it's a long section there. So so she says to us, Kuroi, young men, suitors for me, so my suitors. Epe, since glorious Odysseus, Thane, this is just an aorist from Apothenesco, has died. This is a participle, although you are hastening, or perhaps keen on here, hastening to my marriage, or perhaps being eager for my marriage, in other words, marriage to me. So although you are eager for marriage to me, mimnet, this is another form from meno. It's a epic form from meno, to remain. It's mimno, so remain or wait. Ace hot, we've got to supply chronon or something here. Until the time which. So ace hot, idiomatic. So wait until ek teleso, I complete this pharos. Now pharos is a cloak, and you can leave it just as cloak. In this context here, given what she's about to say, it's you could translate a shroud. Lest the nemata, from nema, connected with neo, to weave. So it's lest the weavings, so lest my weaving be destroyed for me. Metamonia, it's a funny word, it's an adverb here, in vain or fruitlessly. So although you're keen for marriage with me, wait until I will complete, it's a subjunctive here, with care, I will complete this shroud, lest the weaving perish fruitlessly for me. This pharos, which is a taphaion, connected with taphos, a tomb, so this is a burial shroud for the hero Laertes. Ace hoti ken min, until the time, I've got to supply chronon again, I think, until the time when destructive aloie moira, is destructive fate of, this is a very funny word here, it's various interpretations of it, it's generally translated as pitiless. It's got that, well, possibly that ele root of pity, but the etymology of this is not secure, it's just generally translated as pitiless. And this is a genitive here, it's a third declension adjective. So pitiless death might come down upon him. So just to do that bit there. This shroud, which is a tomb garment, so it's a burial garment for the hero Laertes, until the time when destructive fate of pitiless death might come down upon Min for out on him, may lest 'tis any one of the Achaiadon, these are the women of Achaia, so lest any of the women of the Achaia, katademon, well, about the land, nemesese, might find fault with me, so might say nasty things to me, if, so A for epsilon iota, you get both forms, this is the aeolic form for epsilon iota, so if he understood, he who had possessed ktiatissas, he who had possessed pola many things, might lie ater speiru, ater plus the genitive, without a speiron, it's a neuter noun. Tospeiron is the any covering to honour the dead. You could translate it as a winding sheet, I think is the usual translation of this. So lest any of the Achaean women might find fault with me about the people, that if he, and that's Laertes, if he who possessed so many things might lie without a burial garment, a winding sheet. And that's the next little section of Book 2.